Hello everyone and welcome to another Lost Caverns of Ixalan draft. I don't think the rare is really gonna be the pick here. It is, always a nice card to run thanks to the versatility it gives when you are blue-black, but not really the kind of card you want to really first pick and then try to make it into a blue-black deck. Yeah, of course, at Descent 8 it's really good, but it's not that easy to get to Descent 8. But yeah, I think the Clayfied Bricks is gonna be picked over the Guardian of the Great Door. I like this slightly more. I suppose not much else. There are a bunch of decent white cards. If I could take the Clayfied Bricks, the Guardian, and the Cloud card, I would be happy. But let's just take the one of them. And this is an actual difficult decision. Someone took the rare and passed two amazing picks for me. The Cabaret, the Sunbone, of course, really good. I already took a white card, but the Spyglass Siren is really amazing as well. Oh boy. I think it's a really difficult decision. It would be a lot easier if this wasn't like exactly a white card or a red card, I suppose. So this would be like a more difficult mana-wise. I guess I had the Sunbones in a couple of my previous decks. So let's use that as a tiebreaker. Let's take the Siren and hope I'm not getting past like the not red white deck, and I'd ideally have some blue stuff instead. Yeah, this pack is fine. I can take the pop. It actually does synergize slightly with both of these. They have ETB abilities, but I think I just like the Aspirant more as a 2-mana 2/3, which you can use to also as a 2-mana 1/2 that distributes the counter somewhere else. Yeah, let's take the Aspirant. I also have sometimes seen this come late, so this could maybe be a later pick, which I wouldn't mind having around in the deck. Okay, the best card in the pack, I think, is the Colossus Dactyl. And I would take the Dreadmore's Ire had I gone the red-white route. Now there's a Brachis Plunderer, which I don't think I'm gonna take here. There's also Adaptive Gem Guard, which is, totally fine, but I think I'll take the best card. And I will take the Colossus Dactyl. I still have options for any kind of a color combination, and let's just keep picking the best cards. That's usually how you are supposed to approach any draft, unless you get like a very clear path to some specific color combination. Because whatever other cards was in that pack, I'm not gonna miss them too much. And now if I end up being green, I would really hate not having this Colossus Dactyl around. The blue stuff, I'm not interested. I have actually good red stuff in here, so if I went the red white route by taking the Cabaret, the Sunbone, this could be good draft for that color combination. But I think I'll just take the War Scribe now. It will work nicely with my white cards, and I can still consider running green and white, because I don't see any blue really that's worth considering here. That said, I don't really like the Glimpse the Core for green-white either. There's another Etalis Favor you could take, or maybe I'll just take the Cosmium Blast, because green-white usually, if I'm ending up with that combination, that doesn't usually end up with a lot of removal. So I guess I'll take the Blast here regardless. I just don't think the Glimpse the Core is what I want to play in a green-white deck, because I think I will be white most likely here anyway. So I can consider that if I am green, I will be also green-white in that case. Yeah, I get some playable red here still. The blue isn't so great. I don't really care about second copy of a Cosmium Blast. I'll take just the Idol here for now. And here I have Join the Dead quite late. Well, I didn't take any black cards until now, so I don't think I'm just gonna start taking them now either. This is like the fourth Etalis Favor I'm seeing here. Pretty funny. The mineshaft spider isn't that great. I'll just take the Etalis favor now, just in case I move back to red and white. I didn't get the Cappadoctis Unborn, but of course. No, it's actually in the next pack, wasn't it? My first pick was bricks. I don't expect the red white card to come back, but who knows? Maybe something weird happened and no one took the best card in the pack. Calorifier, 1000 Moons. None of this is particularly great. This is not great here. I'll just take this. I mean, I don't think there was anything great in that pack. Another Glorifier, Captivating Cave, Blade Master, Pirate's Hat, and even the Glow Cap Lantern is in here. Alright. I'm just taking this. I might still be green-white, and I wouldn't mind running the Lantern in that color combination. Trick or a black removal spell. I guess I'll take the trick now. Okay, well, green is open. I'll take the Axe Jaw, which is the best card out of those. At least was open for that one pack, but it was a pretty late Axe Jaw. I would wonder, I would be amazed if someone drafted green and didn't take it yet. Okay, and that's not a good card. What exactly is this pack offering me? I mean, this actually is a really bad pack. It really is. I don't even like something like the second copy of the Idol. I don't like the second copy of Cosmium Blast. Green-white doesn't want to have the Mineshaft Spider. It's not really worth running in green-white. It's a green-blue or green-black, like a decent card. I'm actually just taking 20 gems. It's a pack I care. I don't care about any of that. Even if I end up with some other color combination than green-white, I would not be that interested in the cards there. I guess the Oaken Siren was in the pack, but it's also quite unlikely I will be blue-white. There is the Dawn Runner. I suppose I'm taking that. The Triumphant Jump. Yeah, let's take this. It's a fine pickup regardless. So yeah, I could still consider red-white, but I think I can take the Poison Dart Frog now and just solidify myself with the green and white, which I was kind of expecting to be drafting coming to this pack number 2. Petrify and the Final Strike are the options I'm considering over the other, options in the pack. I guess the Petrify is like slightly more reliable removal, so let's take it. Guide Wing over, nothing worth considering, so easy pick. That's a late Bitter Triumph. 1, 2. Okay, I don't have a lot of 2-drops, so I should take the Sunscribe for sure. I wouldn't mind having the Cavern Stomper, but I need some actual 2-drops. Wow, a Zodiac Cliff this late. Oh boy. I can't. I mean, do I even have a lot of artifacts? I don't. I'm not going to splash this. I'll just take the Envoy, but this seems like a not very great. I think the Glorifier of Suffering is not for this deck. Anything else that I want to just be cutting already? Maybe not. Here I'll just take the Envoy number 2. I don't really expect to play 2 of these, but I don't expect to change my colors either. I guess there are only 4 green cards, but it's not like the red cards are that great. Bristleback. Envoy number 3. Let's take the Envoy number 3. Seeker of Sunlight, Captivating Cave. I don't like the Seeker. I'll take this. Okay, I guess I'll take the Landmark. It's just Okay, I'm actually taking the uncommon. I don't have enough artifacts to reliably, Guess I'll take this. To, I don't care about this one. To craft it. You really want to be able to craft that card. And here we have Guardian of the Great Door. Another Huatli's Final Strike option to be picked. I think I could use the removal here. I like the Guardian, but it's I'll take the removal. I want to have some interaction. More than what I currently have. Oh, this draft is really bad for me. I mean, there's a good black card, good red card, and quite nice blue card in here. And I'm given the option between Tinker's Toad and the Bristleback. I don't think this is the kind of Tinker's Toad deck. I also have enough 3-drops here already. I'm not playing the Toad. It's only like synergizing slightly with the War Scribe, and that's it. So, and I'm not gonna play a 7-drop. So I'll take 20 gems because there's nothing else for me there. That's really unpleasant. A 2-drop or another Petrify. I think the Petrify is still better. I think I won't be playing the Acrobatic Leap now anymore. Okay, Gem Guard. Compass Gnome, 40 gems. I'll take the Gem Guard. I don't have more than about 5 green cards. This is a weird draft, and then there's like a Waterwind Scout being passed to me in pick number 5. It is ridiculous indeed. Well, I don't care about the companion. Fine, I'll just take the Seeker of Sunlight then, if that's what it is. The only card I'm somewhat interested in considering, even though it's quite a bad card. So staggering size, I like it more than the Malamet Brawler, I believe. I could use more 2-drops though, but I think the staggering size is just a better card easily. I have the the Capybara here. I can play it as a 2-drop if I need to. The Archaeologist isn't gonna find much. I'm not gonna play a 5-mana 4/4, and I'm not gonna play this thing which has difficulties crafting. So I'll just take the uncommon. Just vault value, vault maximization. But yeah, this has been a pretty bad draft. But I guess I'll take the 5/4 Trampler. It seems to be the most card with most impact. And I will take the 2-drop now, just to have them. A few of. Yeah, sure. There's the Bristleback. I guess it's a card you can sideboard in. I don't know in what kind of matchups, but it is a possibility. I'm not playing 2 Glowcap Lanterns, the 1 is gonna be enough. Vault is sideboard card against some guard cards. Well, there's the Spider I refused to pick earlier, and I think I'm gonna use it just as a sideboard card. I have here, 3 4-mana cards already. What? Diamond Pickaxe pick 14. Yeah, this I didn't find the correct colors to draft in this event, but I think it was rather difficult to realize what's gonna be open. White was open in pack 1, then it was really mixed signals afterwards. Okay, I think I'll play the Walk with the Ancestors. Nice little 2-for-1 as a curve chopper here. And the cards to cut. I think the Acrobatic Leap is gonna go away. This is now 24 cards. Am I gonna play 16 lands or cut something like a Seeker of Sunlight, which would be the cut. I think I'm gonna even play the Capybara. This Clay-Fired Bricks will be giving me a land. That is 6 cards that will cost more than 3 mana though. But I like the Capybara just to have those 2-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-drops, couple of 1-drops, 3-drops. I can use a Petrify or a Cosmium Blast on turn 2 if I need to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play 16 because of the... I know this Clay-fired bricks counting as an extra land after all. 14 white cards. Am I gonna play them? Cave in here? Not sure. So this would be without the cave. Yeah, I don't think I need to cave here, because it will make my colored mana worse for the early game. I would like to have my 1-drops and 2-drops in time. And I'm already playing 16 lands, so it fits fine with 16 basics here. Yeah, this is the deck and I don't like it too much, but hey, well, it has something going on for it. It's a fairly reasonable mana curve and some removal, some pump spells to push through, a little bit of evasion, but not a lot. And the card quality isn't that great. Like the Colossus Dactyl is probably the best card in the deck, and the rest of the stuff is just not amazing, but we'll see how it goes. I think that both white red and white blue would have been better decks in the end, but it was so difficult to kind of make them move to one of those after I had kind of locked into green-white thanks to having the Colossus Dactyl earlier in the draft. But this is what I have, and let's see how it goes. Well, I'm keeping it. I need one more land to maybe explore with this thing to try to find the rest of the lands I need for this hand. Or I can just naturally draw a land, which I did. I really wish they block now, because that would allow me to use the staggering size. But no such luck. Of course, I wasn't expecting that block to happen. Okay, so I need to try to make sure I'm gonna get the 4th land. So I will do the explorer there. Now I can have this reach guy to block there, and I can use the final strike to get rid of this. Okay, they have this. I know about it now though. This only targets tapped creatures, so I'm gonna do this. And I guess having this around, I can untap my creatures with the white trick I left in the sideboard. Well, that's a shame. That wasn't supposed to happen. Opponent, what are you doing? Don't petrify my things. It's not great, because if I play this, it still, just trades with this guy. I don't like it. I'm supposed to play the Gem Guard then. I'll just play this. The most mana efficient play, and I think I'm not gonna even offer them the chance to use this. I'm gonna trade here so that I will kill the bat with the final strike. I think I need to do that. Roaming Throne, huh? But the Petrify was nasty. I do have 2 Petrifies in my deck, so maybe I can draw one. I cannot. Well, I'm going to make this into a 4/4 and just use the staggering size to... This is a soldier. To eat that. Throne. Okay, they're gonna get double triggers from that. Well, it's not the worst. They're gonna get... Yeah, this is actually great for me. Oh, they sacked the wrong guy. They made a mistake. They sacked the wrong guy. Didn't they realize they have to sack 2 things? I mean, yeah, now it's even better for me. But I was able to do this regardless and then just finish off the flyer with the Heartless Final Strike, but I no longer need to do that. That's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty for them. And they have one card I know about. They can actually crack the courtyards to get another spell here. Now, I think I'm just gonna go for double explore now. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. And I'm gonna do this and I'm going to actually just do this. Now I can block the glorifier. And if they want to use the spring loaded thing, it's fine to me. Then they chose to discover 4 instead, which is a petrified number. Now that's a pretty good discover, because what other card? I guess Heartless Final Strike would have also helped there, but that wasn't so great for me. Malamet Veteran, I suppose, then. Well, I need to be blocking here. Ah, that was a little nasty thing. The Aspirant. Well, that's fine then. Double block or not? I'll go to 1. I'll use the Final Strike to kill that thing. So with 7 lands I can use the Final Strike and the Dawn Runner, or if I can just, you know, explore, but I think I will just rather explore like this now. Yeah, let's just make sure it dies. I'm not gonna attack, of course. I need to have 3 blockers just to make sure that they don't immediately win if they draw a removal spell, yet another Petrify or a Final Strike or something like that. Because I can't take any more damage here. Do they have a dinos in here? They don't. Okay. Now, what to do here? I guess it's gonna be 1 explore and then 1 spell. Yeah, I can use the lantern. And then I'm going to make... I mean, I guess I can attack. No, I know what to scry. I don't need to attack just to scry. They're gonna use this on something anyway. I guess I'll rather make them use it on the pathfinding Axejaw. So let's do this and keep the lantern on top. I do hope they don't find a flyer, because if they do find a flyer, I'll be dead. Alright, lantern is gonna be equipped on someone. Let's put it in here first. And now I can actually do this because I want to draw the land here. And now I know I can get this into a 2-2 double striker. So maybe that's enough to make them use the saw blades here. And then I can post combat still explore and give the seeker another counter. I can actually, not... Yeah, that's fine. I can choose to not keep this if I feel like it's not the kind of card I want to have. Yeah, that will allow me to put a, get closer to Descent 4 for that one guy. And I will of course explore more here now. Another land. I have a 16 land deck. This is now 10 lands. I have 6 and 11, I guess. Yeah, they can exile those things, but it will actually matter for the veteran, of course. And there's the flyer. Okay, fine. Well, there's the reach guy that I can use against that. Right. Well, that was good. Now I do need to win here, but I need to have 3 ground blockers and the 1 flying blocker. So I suppose I have no attack, or do I? If I attack with the axe jaw, then I can play the veteran and the frog, and I need to death touch this guy, but I can do that because this is now total of 9 mana. So that will be enough. But I can't equip now. But I think... You know what's the problem is? They have the paleontologist, which can make the sandwing work. I mean, they can do it again. I will need my petrifies. I have 2 petrifies remaining in the deck. So I need to petrify on the sandwing. Because they can exile the sandwing with the paleontologist once it dies. And then, of course, recast it with the passive ability here. So it's not so great. I can't explore because I need to have mana for the poison dart frog activation. And they have a mana to recast it immediately, actually. So I need to draw it right now, or petrify. Even without the land drop, they could have used this. So that's as simple as it is. There's no card draw for me, there's no nothing for me. Exploring doesn't draw your cards, even if I see the petrify there. There's no win with one, and I don't wanna with one attack. I think... Well, I guess they could have had any white flyer, although it had to be a dino to be able to use this paleontologist. Yeah, let's just go to the next game. Because of course I was winning there. Look at my board here. 5-4, 5-4. This that can just keep growing. I had like a few turns clock. Of course I needed some blockers here all the time, but really unfortunate that I lost it like that. The leap is a card that I can use to counter the saw blades, because it won't do anything if the target will be untapped once it starts to resolve. So I will have the trick for that purpose, and of course it has other utility as well. What is the worst card in here in this matchup? I don't like the crack shot in this matchup, so I'm gonna cut that. Okay, that's a fine one. Just play the envoy. I mean, I can petrify it to make it up. It can't use the activated abilities either. Okay, fine. Let's not give them the mana. The mana at all. I can use a Cosmic Blast on that. Oh, there's a Huatli too. Well, that's just... that's a bummer. I can't beat it. Oh, man. I'm just losing to the Huatli. Why is it like this? The game one was kinda close, but... How can I win before Huatli becomes a thing? I guess the War Scribe can help there a little bit. I need to use the Cosmic Blast here, of course. On the double striker, hoping they don't have a means to... You know, if they have a trick here, I will just lose the game. There's no way I can win the race in that case, but they did not have the kind of trick that would have helped them. But now they will flip this into a saga on the next turn. And that's just insanity. But what I can do here, though, I can play the War Scribe immediately. Next turn I will have this thing. I mean, I will do the best I can. They will sadly know about the staggering size, because I will explore it into it, of course. So they can plan around it. They will get 2 3/3s there. But it's not like I have any other option than this. I can get the Petrify back with this. It takes any permanent. They have now 2 3/3s. I can... Oh, let's see. I have another envoy here. I'm gonna need to use a staggering size here regardless. I guess they have to block every guy here now. That's true, they have to block everything. And that means they have to jump block the envoy. And because I am going to use the staggering size here regardless, I should actually get a counter on this thing. And I think I will keep the second envoy on top. Now if they did not know about the staggering size, this would of course be easy, but now that they do know about it, they can make the blocks in a smart way. But they have to block with everything, and I can save, you know, I guess the Secret of Sunlight will... Because now I can make... Yeah, I can do this, yep. They have no board, I still have 2 creatures remaining. But they will get this... Okay, this is kind of a not so important ability. They can make mana for their things, but then they can search a dino. Oh, there's one of the petrifies, of course. Come on, opponent. What the... Well, let's see what dino they're gonna get. I'm gonna get the land so that I can draw something better on the next turn. Move around the equipment, of course. So what kind of dino they have? Please nothing too large. It will be able to attack as double striker and trample. Okay, they of course have that. Now, oh, I would need a land here now, but I can't get a land here now. Come on, land. Come on. Because, you know, if I had 5 mana here, I could get my Petrify. And then, because if I had a land drop, I can get it here and also... But I guess this will discover 4. You know, I can still have a land coming up. But then they actually can block here. Well, I'm not dying to the double striker. I'm not dying to the double striker because none of the other... Only dinos get double strike and trample, so I will go down to 4 in the air, actually in the 3. I can actually take everything here and still not die. So this I can attack with... I can actually use the frog to block the bat if I need to. I will lose the pump effect, of course, but I mean, if I can beat a flipped Huatli, that would be great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to attack, and I can... Do I want to actually even get this thing? Well, there's actually... I mean, I will only... I'm gonna get the Petrify on this thing on the next turn. I'm not gonna draw this on this turn. Unless I mean, I can play it if I play the walk with the ancestors. Okay, fine, I'll keep it. They didn't play around anything. I guess I should have used some manual stops there to kind of present something there, but didn't do that. So I'm actually doing now like this. This is going to offer a kind of lethal. But if they have a pump spell on the Sandwing, I will just lose the game and that's it. Okay, well. They did not. They have another Sandwing. So I'm dying here regardless. What is this? I mean, what is... Well, I guess I needed to... How is this possible? In both games, I was so close. I was so close. I can still... I mean, I don't think I have the mana because... Yeah, I need one more land and... I need to... Get a better... Oh, I don't have the mana for anything. Oh man, this is so annoying. I mean... What can I try to do here? Attack with everything doesn't do much. I have the +1/+3 get flying thing, but I can't draw it. I don't think there is a way to... Because I need to block both of these Sandwings. I can block only one. So I don't know. I will do this attack and do this, and then there's like a land. But there's a Petrify, which... But you know, the problem is it's not going to be enough. I needed an extra land here. Because I can now get a Petrify back and cast this Petrify on this Soaring Sandwing, but then I would need one more mana to either play the Poison Dart Frog or the other Petrify. There's nothing with one mana that's gonna help me. This is actually ridiculous. They're gonna deal exactly 4 to me, which is exactly enough. No matter what I do. This doesn't give reach or anything. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly enough. That was a frustrating match and I almost won the Huatli. I mean, I didn't win the Huatli, but I almost won a game where Huatli got flipped. Alright, I'm on the play. This is not the greatest. I actually have a bunch of creatures in the deck, so I should be able to go get a curve out going on, but I guess I can still get somewhat lucky and draw a 2 or 3 mana creature in a couple of draw steps. Another green deck. That was also like a green-white mirror, and green-white isn't really a common color combination in this set, so it was kind of funny that it happened that way. Okay, they lose. Okay, that was a good draw. They lose on the free explore when they play this on turn 1. I think it's a mistake, because if they have a creature on the battlefield when they do this. That's annoying. Then of course they will get the Scry and explore. Right, well, I'm not gonna be able to do anything with the final strike here, so let's do that for my 3 mana play. And let's see what happens. Oh, there's a 50 card deck, or 50 something I mean. 60 card deck. Right, so that's now a reach for that's gonna. They also can raise, which I'm totally fine with. So am I gonna explore or play the aspirant? I think it's actually just better to explore. Okay, they refill now. Okay, let's see how I'm gonna do against the 60 card deck in limited. And there's no Yorion in this limited format. Okay, Gem Guard is good. Let's start doing stuff with that, I suppose. But I think it's still better and more mana efficient to play the aspirant and to get the explorer here going on. Next turn I'm gonna use that. And this is gonna maybe give a counter to... Let's give it to the Guide Wing. And then I'm gonna play the Frog and the Gem Guard on the next turn. And give this thing a lot of counters. Capybara is fine. Okay, that has to be blocked. Well, I have a very easy blocker on it. I know I could... I mean, it doesn't have like, you know, indestructible or anything, but I don't want to lose 2 of my creatures to trade with their land. I'm gonna just jump here, because I can't take the damage, it has to be blocked. That's fine. So now I can do this, and I can do this. This again still has reach, but I'll just start making the Gem Guard into a larger creature. I can take the damage here, even if they play an artifact. I will take 5. And then of course I have the War Scribe in here, which can do at least some work in here. And more importantly, I can just start attacking with the Gem Guard. Okay, that is an artifact. Mill and... Okay, that's not a bad thing to mill a buried treasure. So are they gonna go for 4 damage or 5 damage? Okay, that's that. So I can actually do only one thing with 7 mana. No, I'll have 8 because of the Poison Dart Frog. Good. So it's... Yeah, I don't think I need this final strike this turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this. I can't attack with the frog, but I can still attack for quite a bunch. And they don't have that great blocks. They can double block the Seeker of Sunlight though. That is a good block though. Maybe I'm supposed to not use... I think I'm actually gonna do this now. And then I have an option to either use the Huatli's Final Strike or just make a 1/1 end of turn. Oh, they can. Oh, forgot to have that thing going on. That actually is gonna keep a clock. Yeah, they can now start. This is quite expensive to use, and I think I'm still in a fine shape because I have a pretty massive attack coming. Even if I don't draw land, I can use. Yeah, I can play the War Scribe and the final strike on my next turn. I think I'll just make a 1/1 here, most likely. Okay, do they have a dino in their hand? They don't have one in the battlefield. They do, because they wouldn't be asked that otherwise. So they go to 12 now. So they have this Island Cycler ward thing, alright. They have this kind of cards. Okay. Well, creature and land here, so that means they have a creature and land there, so... Didn't they have a land? No, there was no land. Or was there this forest? Okay, maybe there was. This is now 4/3, they can equip there. It's fine, they can equip there. Every creature they have now is... Oh, they're gonna go for the aggression. Right. Well, that kinda... Let's do the math. I can take 7. I make 1 token, and then they have 2 blockers, but they can actually... I can actually kill one of their guys first. So they have 1 blocker. And I have this... If I don't draw land, I have to tap this for mana. I will have 5 attackers. And they have 1 blocker. All my attackers have at least... Yeah, I think this is enough. This is gonna be enough, right? It's possible I made some kind of math mistake, but I think this is guaranteed victory now. I even drew the land, but I don't think I needed it. Let's just do this first. Don't think I needed the land. No tramplers. No, so even if I don't attack with the frog, this is obviously easy win. This is because these guys have more power than the minimum 3, which this kind of guarantees, assuming each of your creatures have at least 1 power. Yeah. Alright, so a 60 card deck. I don't think I'm gonna change anything. I like my main deck. I guess the Capybara against the green deck. You know, I could see not playing that and having like the acrobatic leap instead. Let's do that. And the rest will be as is. If I drew a plains to this hand in 2 draw steps, this actually would be totally fine, because the Clayfire Bricks gets me another plains. But I might not draw a plains, I might draw a forest, or even worse, not a land at all, so I'm gonna go to 6. Sure, let's keep it, and out of these I don't think the Secret of Sunlight is that interesting. I get why I'm 1 Explorer with this guy. Well, I think the Secret was still the card to cut here. The remaining cards will be better. Oh, they are the Petrifies. Where were these things when I had the match 1? I guess I did draw 1 in the game 2. So, still 60 cards in the deck. Sage of Days. So they are like a blue-green Descent deck of some kind, but I'm sure they could make it into a 40 card deck. Into a 40 card deck. And it would be more consistent. But it's actually possible that some people think that limited... I don't need this. That limited is a 60 card deck format too, which it obviously isn't, but it is exactly 60, I think, because there are now 2 in the grave, 5 in the hand. Yeah. Oh, am I wrong? Actually, is this a total of 61? Because they have 5 permanents on the battlefield, 5 cards in the hand. Yeah, and actually it's 61 now. Okay, I don't know what's going on anymore. They wanted to play even more cards. They're gonna main phase a confounding riddle. I guess they're gonna go to Descent 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Descent 4 right there. Why would you Helix roar that thing? Fine. That's not so difficult battle, I suppose, given how they have chosen to. Because this literally gave them 1 additional damage there. They did not even wait before I block there to make it a trade. They're gonna find a creature card in top 4. And then this flips if they have, what, 4 or more creatures at the beginning of their end step. And then this just makes more mana, so it's not that scary of a card. I'm gonna block here. I don't care if they have use a trick to save this guy. Just I will lose only this 2/2. It's not like I have mana to use this ability. And also I actually do want to put permanents in my graveyard to maybe make them veteran, give some counters. Now they are very close to death because this thing with the staggering size is actually 10 damage, but it's not quite enough. Given that they have 12. This costs 7 mana. There's the twists and turns on an empty hand. Empty board, sorry. That's weird. Well, because they have no creature, I have nothing to play on this turn cycle, but okay, I guess my hand is still quite good, especially because I can now, with the 5th land, that means I can actually petrify this thing, because it has a ward 3. I needed the 5th land for that. But also I can play my 5/4 now. And this is now lethal attack. If they just tap out for the Brine Fang, I will win on the next turn. Not as challenging of a match as was the previous one. They will have 1 mana left over now that this flips into a land that produces green, but I don't know what 1 mana card they could have that makes. I guess they could have like the Cockwork Wrestler, but I mean that's only gonna delay the inevitable. Okay, that's that. So that was a very difficult match 1 and not difficult at all match 2. Let's see what the match 3 is gonna give us. I'll keep it. I can cast everything except for these 2, and if I draw 1 land, I can cast the Envoy, and of course now I did draw the Clay-fired bricks here, which guarantees me a plains. Yeah. The Capybara isn't that great right now. I could petrify this because that also denies the mana. But I could also play this, which I think would be my choice over the Capybara anyway. I have a pretty slow start, so I think I'm going to petrify this, because they might have artifacts to cast and this prevents that from happening. They can't use their activated abilities, even mana abilities. Okay, well, I mean, that is messed up. Because they can just now flicker that thing. Well, they had an Abuelo out of nowhere after having a blue and black producing land, and then... Yeah, well, that's messed up. I guess I can find my other petrify, but I will also need another land for that, because this has ward 2. Let's do the clay-fired bricks, and then I will attack, and then I will use the staggering size when they block. I do think that's worth it. I guess it will cost 3 mana for them to free the Oaken Siren. Okay, they can actually keep drawing cards with the Abuelo and the Echo combination. Oh, I guess I could play the Attentive Sons. Sorry, the Malamet War Scribe. That's the most mana efficient play, and then they don't have a good block, they would go to 11. But on the other hand, I wouldn't mind them making the trade happen, and then I will just use the Gem Guard. Okay, they didn't even want the block, understandably, so I can do this Gem Guard and make it into a 4-4. And I hope they don't have an answer on this thing. Because I really like the idea of playing the War Scribe after having both of these on the battlefield. That's a lot more, offensive power. They're gonna bounce that. I suppose they have something for the Gem Guard too. Yeah, they do. Okay. So they eliminated my board for now. And they're gonna use the Abuelo on artifact. I need a petrify. Or that. But Ward 2 is the problem. Because they can use the tithing. They can do this thing with the tithing blade too. And Ward 2 means I can't kill it right now. Well, that actually just means I'm going to do this, and I'm gonna do the Capybara, and I will sacrifice the Capybara. Okay, well, they're not doing any tricks, but I'm taking 7 damage here now, which is not nice, unless I want to prevent 5 of that. Which isn't the worst. Yeah, let's prevent it. Because I'm gonna take a lot of damage on the next turn. This entire turn that I now have is gonna go like this. And I'm going to have to... Yeah, it's gonna be horrible. So they never actually used the Abuelo's abilities, but that doesn't mean I'm in a good shape. I will have to trade with the Echo now, and I will go to 6, and I don't know how I'm gonna deal with the 5-6. And all the cards they have still remaining, so I think I'm gonna lose this game. Yeah, it's gonna be over. Alright. That was too much tempo they got. I'm gonna play the acrobatic leap here too. Maybe the spider. No, the flyers weren't really the problem. It was the other stuff they had going on. And I still maybe don't like the crack shot here too much. Oh, I haven't actually seen this too much. I had it in the game 1 though, of the first match, but yeah, I'll still keep it. This doesn't get me a forest, and this is double green, but I can at least play this on turn 3, and I have the petrify. I can also draw the forests like that. Okay, well there's the other forest too. Now I have to be careful with the petrify. I will kind of wait until I see if they have an Abuelo coming. Yeah, if they attack, I'm gonna block here. I don't care if they use 2 mana to trade here. That's totally fine. And now I have the Colossal Dactyl coming. Iceberg. no white mana yet, so I don't know about Abuelos being in their hand or not. Okay, they're gonna go with that. But they did not want to attack for some reason. It would have had Death Touch. That would have been a good attack. It really would have been. Anyway, better for me like this. And I even drew a very nice card. I can make the Gem Guard immediately into a 4/4. So now I'm having a bunch of threats here. Even if they have like a Tithing Blade, I will only lose one of these. And I can bring it back with the Walkie, with the Ancestors. Okay, they're gonna gain 4 life now, which is something that I can't help too much. Go of Dusk. Well, it's gonna be the War Scribe now. They don't even have a good block now that they don't have the ability for the, you know, for the Nautilus to pump. So they'll take in a lot of damage. Now they will gain something back. Okay, they go for a chunk block there too. That's fine. I can also flip the Clayfire bricks, but I think it was still worth playing the War Scribe right now. I do need to craft an artifact, which I don't have yet. I don't think I have even that many artifacts in the deck. Yeah, I haven't actually thought of that. Usually when you have the 7 mana to craft this thing, you will be able to, you know, get something from the graveyard. But this deck doesn't really have a lot of artifacts. I guess the Gem Guard can die, and that's that. I can make artifacts with the Envoy here. Alright, so I could petrify this thing, and then they take a lot of damage. I guess I can do that. Let's see if that's gonna work. I'm gonna play the Capybara because that allows me to pump this guy again. Nothing in there. Well, that was great news for me. They can't even make this Iceberg now, because, I mean, they will lose. They can make it, but then they have only one blocker unless they have a... Okay, well, that's the same story. They will still not... Yeah, this is just a lethal attack, so let's do that and go to game 3 here. But let's check the number of artifacts in the deck. 4 artifacts, but there are 3 cards that can generate me artifacts. Anything else? Not really. Now I'm thinking about the Capybara. How good it is against this matchup. I do want to have some cheap things though, because they have a Tithing Blade. But is this gonna be better than the Capybara? That is only 15 creatures. I shouldn't cut any creatures here, I don't think. I'll play this. It's a nice little 2-for-1. Cosmium Blast. I suppose it's relevant. It is. It has targets. So this thing... Yeah, I guess I'm keeping it around rather than have the crack shot. Yeah, that's fine. Well, this can make me the white mana for these to get the planes. The problem is they have a dead weight at least in the deck. But I mean, I have to kinda hope that this works. Because, you know, I can just draw the planes naturally. I don't have to count on the frog. Well, now they know they will... they would deadweight this anyway, but now they definitely know to deadweight it. I need to draw my Huatli's Final Strike. Or a Cosmium Blast. No deadweight. I will block Well, actually, I don't know if I would have blocked there, because it's my only white source now. Right, well, let's do this. And can I draw any land to play the colors tactile? Well, that's not so bad. And they also don't know about the Sun Scribe. So this actually is quite good, because the Cosmium Blast might work here. Although it's not going to work, they are not going to attack into it unless they have a... Oh, they know about the staggering size. Yeah, this is not going to be so great. Yeah, it's not so great. They're not attacking. They're gonna attack with the Oaken Siren, I suppose. Which I maybe just block and use the... I'm using my staggering size to get rid of it. They know about the staggering size. I'm not gonna get good value out of it. Of course, they have not a bounce spell on this thing, and that would be horrible, but we'll see. Okay. Could be a Cockwork Wrestler too. Alright, well, I got a land now, and it's even the plains. So let's of course just play this thing, see if they have a counter spell here. No Confounding Riddle or the other one. And no white mana if they have the Abuelo. Alright, well that can be petrified. They know about the petrify, but I guess they didn't really have much choice. Yeah, it has the indestructible, so they're doing this to gain life. Well... I didn't want to leave mana up for the Cosmium Blast, I'd rather just play some creatures here. Brine Fang, okay, well... I guess I need my Death Toucher now. On the Brine Fang. Well, let's play this guy first. I can get another Petrify, I have that card in my deck. So they're gonna go for the Tithing Blade. That's like acceptable, it's very slow, but of course if this is gonna be a standoff, it's gonna matter in the end. Oh, they are gonna go for if they have one of the Brachis Plunderers, that's gonna be horrible. I have to take the damage now. Because even if I triple block, they can actually bounce the Veteran and I will lose this Colossus Dactyl and this will still be intact. So I'm not gonna play around the Brachis Plunderer. They could also have a Cockwork Wrestler, in which case the triple block would have worked. But I would have still lost two of my guys. Now I'm gonna of course have a counter attack in here. Am I supposed to use this Aspirant to pump someone else in here? I think I do like to pump the Sun Scribe here, perhaps. There's a lot of damage I'm offering them. Yeah, they had the Brachis Plunderer. And I'm gonna scry into a place that I don't need. They take 7. And I have now the Death Toucher on the Brine Fang, so that's fine. I will lose some life here, but that's nothing. There's nothing I can do about it. Don't like that iceberg coming here. Well, at least they lost another Tithing Blade. Although I had the Aspirant to feed it. But now they're gonna get the 6/6. Yeah. So they have a 6/7, 6/6. I was able to deal with the 5/6 at least. It's possible they're gonna attack with the Deep Cavern Bat though, because they wouldn't mind the trade necessarily. Although I'm gonna get the Clayfired Bricks there, so maybe not. Of course, I have the Cosmium Blast to actually make it not into a trade. So this is kind of a slow death here. It really is. Sure. Not much I can do about it. This combination of cards they have all the kind of high impact cards here. They have played a 6, 7 and a 6 mana card here effectively. Yeah, the snail, well, I guess I'm gonna have to discard, exile something here. This thing is gonna eat me. So they have the skullcap snail, I need to exile one of these cards. I don't think the Cosmic Blast is even going to matter anymore. What can matter is the Envoy and the Malamat War Scribe. Yeah, okay. I don't like my chances here. Because this Sepulcher is just gonna eat me. Eat me here. Well, let's return this guy then. Sure. This is 7 mana, so if I want to make a token, I should not play the Envoy here. But I guess I can see what's in the top of the deck. I can't attack there because they have a 6/7 and this only becomes a 6/5 if I attack, because you know this Explorer will give it a counter. So I don't know really what's the game plan here. I know the game plan is try to pump these tokens, but they are gaining 1 life each turn and they're gonna have some interaction. It's not like they have 3 lands in there. So this is gonna be really difficult. Really difficult game now. There's a land. I'm gonna just draw the land with this thing. And then just play this guy. So I have a couple of turns. I can try to make an as wide of a board as possible. But it's probably not going to be enough. If I could kill the Deep Cavern Bat, then I can get 2 more guys. Okay, well now they have... No, that was a misclick, apparently. Land. Well, I have now 9 mana total with the frog, so I can't double Envoy here. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that's nowhere near enough. Okay. I have only like a few turns in here. I don't really mind having the land because that means I can double Envoy on the next turn. They have a hidden Cataract there, but they are choosing not to use it for some reason. Okay, Guidewing, sure. It actually can attack here because they have nothing except for the bat that can block. If I could kill this, I can get 2 life from the Clayfired Bricks. Did they realize that Did they think that the cataract is an instant speed effect? If they did tap it, they maybe thought that they can crack it on my turn, but of course that's not how they work. I need some life gain, and I don't know if there's anything else than the clay-fired bricks in here. Of course I have to make an attack with my last possible turn, but I'm not very hopeful of that thing working. That would be the next turn. Well, there's a Petrify, which helped me like very much of a little bit. Anyway, let's play the Guidewing. Might as well play it. I mean, I could make 2 guys, or I can play this and make 1 guy. Next turn I do have to... No, I don't have to do it on the next turn, do I? Let's put this here. Why not? I haven't actually done the math with this board state. I know I'm getting a white board, but I'm assuming they have at least 2 interactive spells. So, and 20 damage is a lot to deal here. It's a lot. Okay. So actually, yeah, I can wait 1 more turn. Next turn I have to make the attack. So I can, I don't really need the cabbie, but I can attack for 2 here right now. And then I can mill this thing. Make 2 more guys. And then on the next turn, Scribe and Petrify. And then hope that is somehow going to be enough, which I really don't think can happen. But that's the only thing I have going on for me. There's an Abuelo which can... They don't have white mana, so it actually doesn't do much other than block. So I don't even need to do any calculations. I have only 1 course of action, and I will go with that. And if that's enough, good. If it's not, so be it. So I should actually, you know, petrify this bat here, because that's gonna actually give them a life point, which I don't want them to have access to. So let's do this. And let's do this, and I could still move the equipment, but I know my top card is not going to give me any +1/+1 counters. So let's go and see what happens. Well, I'm gonna get a counter now, but I don't think it really matters. They can block the Guidewing anyway with Abuelo. Scribe. Oh, none of this matters. I'm gonna lose in their upkeep, so whatever. Do this. Do this. And see what they have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's not gonna be enough. I mean, they have 19 life. So, do they still have yet another Braggish Plunderer? They had actually 3 interactive spells. Let's see if that was even close being enough. Because I don't... Well, wait a minute. This is 20... These are 21 damage by themselves. Wait a minute. This actually is gonna be enough, isn't it? Like I said, I didn't even bother doing the math, but 7 times 3 is a lot. So they could actually have had even 1 more interactive spell. Wow. I mean, of course it's a lot, and it's +2 on each creature, and I was able to pump these gnomes quite a bit. But I somehow thought, well, I mean, 2 of the guys were petrified. They in fact had only like, what, 5 blockers or something? And well, they had what? 18 or 19 lives, so I needed to have 7 guys going through, or at least 6. And I had these tokens. I mean, there's only this multiplier of 7 here, so which makes it like you might not understand how wide your board is actually when you have just this one pile of tokens. Looks like one creature basically, but it's actually times 7. I think it was still better to wait until the last possible moment, because this way I was able to deal the most damage. And I had two blockers on their flyer, even 3 after the guide wing, because I had the Colossodactyl and my own frog there, so I wasn't too scared about taking 1 damage from this guy. So the match 2 was a little bit of a, don't know what to say about it. It was a 60 card deck, but I think the match 1, that was winnable. I just lost to kind of a, I mean, I took a little bit of damage there, of course, and then the flyers in both games were my doom. But it wasn't, I did lose both games, but it could have, I think, gone either way. So, and at least the last match was a tough one, but I was able to beat the blue-black deck. Of course, this deck isn't like the greatest. I didn't get the white-green uncommon build, not the signpost uncommon, which I have passed so many times in the drafts when I haven't been white-green. And now when I am white-green, I actually didn't get that much great stuff, because the green wasn't really open. There's the Colossodactyl, Final Strike, the Frog, and the Staggering Size, which are like, and then there's the Axe-Jaw too. Okay, I suppose I had a decent amount of, those good green cards, despite not having a lot of green cards. And, well, Double Petrify is good. Well, the War Scribe is good when you have an army of gnome tokens. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, 2-1 is a very good result for this deck. A 3-0 would be maybe a little bit better than average performance, given that this deck doesn't have any bum rares or a very high concentration of good cards. So I have to be satisfied with the 2-1 result here, of course. But at least I got to play a green-white deck. I haven't had a lot of those. I don't think there's anything wrong with the archetype, but usually just I haven't been able to kind of navigate the draft so that green-white would have been the combination to be in. And to be honest, even in this draft, green-white wasn't that open. I mean, white was, but green wasn't, so could have been something else too. Anyway, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.